Hello and welcome to another How to Draw with Uncle John. Today we're going to be drawing a polar bear, which was requested by my niece Ellen, who's the reason why this is called How to Draw with Uncle John. So, I'll show you how to draw a polar bear. We're going to need, as always, our pencil, a rubber and our black pen. And if you want some colours, you can colour your polar bear in a funny colour if you want to, but the nice thing about drawing polar bears is they're white, so there's not a lot of colouring in. So the way we're going to start is by drawing a rectangle right in the middle of our page, like that. It's a nice chunky rectangle, and then we're going to draw a circle, which is going to go just a little bit higher than a rectangle and just off to the side, like that. You can go bigger if you want to. Depends how big you want his head, because as you can probably tell, this is going to be the head and this is going to be the body. So we've now got our circle and our rectangle. We're going to then draw some boxes underneath the rectangle, which that's going to be his back foot. Now the front foot doesn't go in line with the front of the rectangle, it goes just a little bit further back there. So see how I've done it just a little bit further back? So we've now got two boxes, a rectangle and a circle. And that's really all you need to draw a polar bear to start with. So the next thing we're going to do is start drawing some of the feet to get the feet ready. So we've drawn this box and this box. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn that into a foot by doing a curve like that. See how that's sort of a foot shape now? It goes down the back, across, and a curve. And then once you're happy with that, we're going to do another curve into the body like that. And then on this front leg, so we've done the two curves, we're going to also do a curve at the back. Like that. It's got a nice big, chunky, strong leg. And then we're going to do the back legs. Now the back legs are going to be drawn a little bit higher and just to the right hand side of both of these. So if you watch what I do, I go a little bit higher, draw a flat line just like the bottom of this foot, and I do the same shape like that. So it's exactly the same, that curve and then that curve just on the inside there. And I'm going to do the same at the front here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to join the head with the body, see with a curve like this, and then it's going to join in with the foot. So if we do our foot, curve like that, and then curve into that shape. So we've drawn a curve from the circle to the rectangle, and then it's carrying on into the foot like that. And that's his front foot, and that'll be his neck as well. So if you need a bit of help with that, remember we're drawing from the circle, curve to the rectangle, and we're carrying on that curve down into another foot shape. So you can kind of see now we've got our four chunky strong polar bear legs. Got a sort of a tummy and a neck there, and we're going to do just like we've done a curve here to draw this, to join this circle to this rectangle, we're going to do a little curve there as well that joins this circle to the top of the rectangle. And once you've drawn that curve, we're going to slightly change. See this line up here? We're going to make it go downwards. See how instead of being flat, we're doing a line with a little bit of an angle. So we've gone from the circle, a curve, draw that line, and then I'm going to round it off to his back into his leg. So we've got a nice leg into bum, into back, into neck, into head. So you can probably see how much this is starting to look a bit like a polar bear now, but we need to draw all the bits and bobs on his face. So the way I like to draw this is by putting a rectangle just like that. So near the bottom of the circle, a rectangle, and then at the top of that rectangle you're going to draw a sort of squashed circle like that. So we've got our main circle, rectangle, and a squashed circle. And then once you've done the squashed circle, we'll do our two eyes either side of the squashed circle. And polar bears have got little square ears, and we're going to draw them just sort of above where the eyes are. So there's there. We'll do our other one over here. And then that is everything you need to draw your polar bear. We've got our circle, our little squares, our rectangular mouth, round nose, two round eyes, our four legs, and our sloped back. So we can now put our pencil to one side, get our black pen as we always do. So the way we're going to start is we're going to draw this ear that we drew last. So a nice round ear. Then we're going to draw from inside the ear all the way around. We're going to ignore that ear, we're going to go around. And we're just going to go over the pencil lines we drew earlier, just like that. So I've started from the ear and I've got all the way around. You might have to do it in a couple of different lines and take your time. All the way around to make the front leg. And once you've done that, we can draw the second ear in. We'll go over our eyes. If you want to colour them in, now's the time. Now I've got my black pen out, I'm going to colour those in. What I'm going to do is his nose. And then this rectangle, we're going to make the corners at the bottom just a little bit more rounded. So if you watch, just like that. And now's the time, once you've done that nose and you've done this curved rectangle, to draw a little smile in, make him a happy polar bear. So now we're going to draw the back, the bottom, down to this leg. So again, we're just tracing our line, so if you need to stop and then carry on, you can do, it's not a problem. I'm going to do it all in one big swoop like that. So I've gone from the ear all the way down the back to his bottom, to his back leg, just like that to his foot. And then we're going to draw this front leg. So I'm going to draw over that. And then this line here, you can see that was from the bottom of our rectangle we drew at the start. This line here, we're going to change that into a bit of a curve, give him a bit of a belly, because polar bears eat lots of fish and seals, they've got big bellies. And we're going to, last but not least, draw our other foot. So we've drawn all the way around all the bits and bobs we drew earlier. Now, polar bears have got big claws, so one of the things I like to do is just do a couple of lines like that at the front of the feet, just to show this polar bear's got big claws. And there's your polar bear. What we can do now is we can put our black pen down and we can get our rubber out, and you've got to make sure that your pen's dry, which mine's nice and dry, and we can start by rubbing out all these pencil lines that we used earlier to make all the shapes, to make the construction as we call it. We'll get rid of this one here at the back. You can take a bit of time doing this, or you can leave them on if you want to show people how you draw a polar bear. Let's get rid of them all. And then what we can do is I forgot to colour in the nose because they've got sort of big black noses. And there's your polar bear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my polar bear be on an iceberg. I'll show you how to draw that now. I'm going to draw some zigzag shapes like this. I'm going to draw some lines down from all these points. All these lines are going to be about the same length as my plan. And I'm going to squiggly lines over each of them. And then draw the sea there. So our polar bear looks like he's floating on an iceberg. And if you want to, you can get a blue pen and colour in all this water. Make sure you leave his iceberg nice and white and the polar bear nice and white. And as usual, we will finish our drawing by writing polar bear. So we start with a P, an O, a L, an A, and a R. That's the word polar. And we'll do a B, E, and A, and a R for polar bear. And that's how you draw a polar bear. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks Ellen for the suggestion, and thanks so much for sending all your pictures in of the cheetah that you drew yesterday. Let me know what you'd like to draw next and I'll make sure I do it for you. Thank you very much. Bye.